Now, dropshipping is one of the most searched keywords out there. And there are promises out there to make like $3,000 per day just by sitting at home and shipping articles online. Now, there is this big mystery behind dropshipping and what it is, which company is behind it, and also what they just announced and why Shopify is maybe a stock that you should watch. All about it here in this vlog.
Wolf of Dubai.
So first of all, let's dive into the mystery of dropshipping, because dropshipping is like the new word to be an entrepreneur by its own and don't work for anybody and be at home and be your own boss, this old sale that is doing out there. And actually it's a quite interesting and fantastic concept. If it's done right, it can make you money, but you, as with everything in life, you have to be really behind it. Now let's talk about it, how it works. So actually you are creating a website, which is your online shop, which you can do with the company Shopify. So you just go shopify.com, you open a shop, and then you try to make it look nice, professional, and then you're choosing the products. Now the products you are choosing actually in other websites like for example Alibaba, where you are purchasing the assets, the items there. But here's the trick: you don't need a warehouse. You don't need to send it to your customer. Everything is automated. So actually what happens here is you having the platform, the online shop, and then you are importing all the products from Alibaba. For example, you selling mobile accessories, okay? So you are having the online shop, you display them very nice, and you sell, let's say, a display screen protection for $1. But you actually buy it in China once the guy buy it with you for 10 cents, and then it will be shipped directly once you get the payment from China to your client, and you have 90 cents of profit. Now obviously it sounds quite simple, but it's not. There's thousands of videos out there about dropshipping and how it can make you rich, but also it's not that easy how it looks like. I actually tried it once just to see the potential of it, and it was not so potential, because you actually need a really good product portfolio to be successful, and maybe your own brand. You know, there's big companies out there that doing the same. They're producing in China and they grow so much, they have their own production there with their own brand. But this takes a lot of time and a lot of years. So let's talk about the stock company that is behind it, which is Shopify. Shopify is a company that is on the stock market, and actually they reported their quarter earnings, which is surprisingly a profit, and this is the third profitable quarter that they could announce in their company history, while one was more of a tax credit thing in 2018. Moreover, they introduced the cheaper subscription models. They are going into new markets like India. So the guidance is quite good. So let's talk about Shopify in general, and let's dive into their Q4 numbers. So let's jump into the numbers of Q4, which was ridiculously good. So good that the stock went up 15% on the day after of the earnings that was just released a couple of days. Now let's talk about those numbers. So 43 cents per share profit versus 24 expected. Also, the revenue jumped 47% year over year to $505 million and was higher than expected. Expected was $482 million. And also the Shopify 2020 full year outlook topped analyst expectation. Here we having 2 billion, 13 to 2.16, and expected was 211. Now the company also reported holiday sales in its results, which said it saw worldwide sales over 2.9 billion between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, up about 61% from the same period 2018. Now this trend you also saw in the Q4 earnings of Amazon. So actually, I see Shopify really revolutionizing two worlds here. For one, they are jumping on the e-commerce train and holding tight on it and just loving the push that people ordering more in the internet. And the second, they are allowing a very easy to manage platform for creating their own online shops for your own product or drop shipping. So they are offering this other thing that, for example, I can really compare it to, for example, to YouTube, where YouTube giving you the platform to be your own creator with your own channel. So maybe you should subscribe. And then you also can earn money by having advertising on your videos that you put time in it. So here you can put time in it and, manage your own store and make money by drop shipping or your own product that you produce. So, it's combining two worlds that is rapidly growing because the people want to do something on their own. They have the smartphone percentage of everybody in their hand is rising every year. And therefore, this is huge opportunity to having a business just from this thing for everybody out there, and therefore it's just so beautiful to see. Now Shopify stock has been on a tear so far this year, and with shares up about 34%, much more than the S&P here. And the earnings, the CEO Toby Lütke said that 2019 was a milestone for the company, which lets small businesses sell goods and services to customers by setting up stores on its site. Lütke said Shopify now counts more than 1 million merchants on the platform, and also they are announcing a purchase program of their own shares as well, which obviously is a boost as well for their stock price. So let's dive into the stock. So you can see here actually, in about August, I'm just looking at the last 6 months of the stock. If you look into the August numbers, then the stock was somewhere around 370 until November, December was actually really good opportunity to buy, because obviously these are the strongest quarter in e-commerce. Obviously everybody stays at home because it's cold outside and ordering stuff, and also ordering for Christmas. We have Singles Day, all these things in November, December, a lot of things happening. So it actually was a really pretty good time. So maybe you should remember this for next year. So thinking, okay, Amazon and Shopify are really good companies to buy if you, day trade or trade just short term. Then maybe you should consider this quarters, which are the strongest in e-commerce in general. And then you see that since about the 6th of November until now, the stock rose 90%. So this is absolutely insane. I hope that you are a shareholder out there. It's almost so good as Tesla, but it's not so good as Tesla. I just had recently a comment out in my videos about my Uber video that you can watch. This is the thumbnail, and where I talked about this stock, and the people said, or one user said, well, you say you wouldn't buy Uber, and I gained 40% since then when you talk about it in November. And I said, yes, sure, because I recommended Tesla, and Tesla made 120% in this period. So, it's always, obviously there's hundreds of opportunities on the stock market, but as Warren Buffett said, there is in your lifetime 3, 4, 5 companies in your lifetime that are really, if you invest in one of them, then it can make you very, very wealthy. And maybe Tesla will be one of them. For him, it was companies like Coca-Cola, for example, which made him ridiculously rich. But coming back to Shopify, we are having a market cap of $63 billion here, so quite significantly higher than the revenue that they are making. But you can see for the stock, it can go up in the next couple of days because the outlook looks good, the numbers looks good. They made another profitable quarter. They also were having new interesting products like the cheaper subscription out there, which will help the stock to move forward. So let's jump into the conclusion. So what I think and what I would do with Shopify. Now, I'm not the shareholder of Shopify, and currently I'm waiting on the sidelines because I just think that the stock market is currently really on a high level. It can go always higher. Like I always like to say here on this channel, the stock market can be more and longer crazy than your bank account can finance normal thinking and rational thinking. So, don't even try to time the market or anything. But at this point, I think now it's maybe with this proof of concept, maybe if you are thinking in something e-commerce, then I think two stocks out there that are now qualify. In my opinion, it's definitely Amazon with their other growth products like AWS as well as ad business. And here Shopify, you have something which is a little bit, new, still young, still growing, and it's growing quite significantly. As you can see, 47% is a very good growth rate here. So I actually really like that about Shopify, and will definitely analyze the stock in the next couple of videos. Will maybe recommend it later on in the next couple of weeks, depending how Shopify definitely will develop over time. If you're looking into the numbers here also, like the PE ratio is quite high, in the hundreds of numbers, even though they are not profitable yet, so they just have a forward PE. The PEJ ratio is also quite high. So for now, it's nothing that I would touch at this moment, but definitely it's comes on my watch list, and let's see how this business can develop further, and if they are in healthy numbers here and not so overblown with the value already, then I maybe might invest even. So I will put this on the watch list, not invest right now, and for the comeback to the stock in the next couple of weeks.